And we are live. We are the Uncle Pucker. We don't really have a name, but we're the guys from the Uncle Puckers doing a show once a week about football and anything else that comes into our head. So if you're checking us out for the first time, let us know what you think. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. You can find us on all the Uncle Pucker stuff. But anyway, I'm Chris with Tim and Tony. What's up, boys? How's everybody doing?
How was your guys' Labor Day?
Pretty quiet.
Mine was good. I just went to my sister's. We barbecued a little and came home, and I watched a really bad movie, and then I went to bed. I saw Hot Shots Part 2 was on Netflix, so I put that on. And yeah, not their best, I'll tell you. Couple of good parts, but not their best.
I need you guys to watch a documentary on Netflix called Hidden Messages. Something like it's something catfishing. Good, brand new documentary. It has. I don't want to tell you much about it. Basically, these high school kids were getting crazy fucking text messages. A boy and a girl. They were a couple. It has one of the fucking most insane plot twists I've ever seen.
It's a true story?
It's a true story. Actually happened. It's a documentary. Like, when you find out who was sending these text messages, you're going to be like, what the fuck? That's all I'll say about it because I don't want to ruin anything about it. Just watch it. Watch it tonight.
How many
was
episodes?
it mind-blowing, Tim, or was it depressing? I know you said it was pretty...
kind of both. You're kind of like holy shit! Like
it's better than the Manti Te'o catfishing stories. Have you heard those?
That's a good analogy. Yeah, that was just like, oh my god, what a loser. This is like this one's more like, holy shit, there are walking, living, breathing sociopaths who live amongst us.
Yes, there are. All right, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah,
Hidden Messages.
Hidden Messages. I could not fucking believe it. Could not believe it.
I'll watch it tonight.
Yeah,
I saw that. I actually saw that on the tab for it on Netflix, I believe, this morning.
Yeah, I definitely watch it. Like I think it's going to be the next documentary everybody's fucking talking about. Like I already read one thing about it, so I kind of went in knowing what was going to happen, but it still fucked me up. I had trouble sleeping last night because I was
okay. Well, you're talking this thing up, dude.
I cannot believe it. It's like, a bunch of dumb Midwestern teenagers for half of it, and then they drop the plot twist, and you're like, what?
All right, now I'm intrigued.
After we did the show last night, man, I went and I, watched this. I don't know, it says YouTube rabbit hole, but it was like all these guys that were like older guys that were like fucking disconnected from when it became 50. They just disconnected from everything, social media, and it was like these almost like they were like talking about how you can better your life by getting away from the news and getting away from like just everything, Twitter, X.
Why you're doing that?
Yeah, and I was like, fuck, dude. I'm like, because I started getting
posting all this stuff online,
these videos, and you watch it as someone going. I'm still in my 40s, but I'm flipping over next year, So I'm like, it's starting to hit my mind a little bit because every time I go on Facebook, someone's dead, like just everyone's dying. I'm watching this shit. And I'm sitting there thinking about it and stuff. And then I go to my email box and there's like, do you have funeral plans ready? I've already started getting the shit in the mail and stuff like that. It's crazy how it works. I mean, but yeah, man, I was watching that shit after the show last night, and that just made me think, man, being 50 is kind of a freaky experience. Like I said, I'm not there yet, but it's happening. And now you start thinking about shit. Now, if you get a pain in your side, you're like, uh-oh. Is this the end?
Everything hurts. Everything always hurts.
My left arm, like when I started getting, I have a frozen shoulder, so like the ligaments, I have like a ligament impingement in my shoulder. I was like, that's my left shoulder. That's bad.
Yeah,
and so like, WebMD is like, you're either having a heart attack or you're gonna have to get your arm amputated.
Yeah, or it's cancer.
And it wasn't even anything remotely related. I went to the orthopedist, and he's like, oh yeah, you're fine. It's just got a little arthritis in your shoulder, and it's a ligament impingement. And I was like,
a WebMD.
So it's just going to be like,
it's always cancer.
Like you have.
Well, here's a question for you guys. We're all married, all three of us. So, like, when you died, you want your wife to remarry?
If I died, would I want my wife to remarry?
Yeah.
Absolutely, I would. Just because I'm dead, she shouldn't have happiness in her life. No, I want her to live the rest of her life. I want her to be happy. So yeah,
I don't with me.
What about you, Tim?
She's coming with me.
Oh, a little murder suicide. Okay.
No, I do not give a fuck what she does.
How about you?
I think it would be worse if my kids were calling the guy dad because my kids are so young. That would piss me off. But her remarrying, I guess it's part of life, Especially she's young. My wife's in her 30s. So
You really
if I
had an
think for a-
exploration of mortality, didn't you? Jesus, man.
Yeah.
He always has been this way. Kids are fucking
Death
obsessed
is-
with death.
I don't know what it is, It's like-
Me, on the other hand, it scares me. I don't look, even like I'll be 50 in fucking 20 days, right? So my wife even said to me the other day, she was like, we were thinking about like having a surprise party, and she's like, and she mentioned it to somebody, and I was like, full well, like I'm not one of those people that says, no, really, I don't want one, but deep down, I really do. Like if you fucking have one, I'm going to be pissed. Like we're going to have a problem. And she's like, that's why I said, we're not doing, I said, I don't even want to celebrate this birthday. I do not even want, I don't even want to know I'm turning fucking 50. I'm 27. I'm going to stay 27 forever. And that's that. I'm not.
You don't look at that. You don't look at that over 27. By the way, Tony, so your wife's in her 30s and she's a doctor. And
I'm fucked.
No wonder you moved to Lithuania. You're like, yeah, honey, I'll go wherever you go.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. What was I doing? I was like, what? Let me put this Wawa sandwich down over here in this bong. And let me quit this band who hasn't succeeded.
I know. You're like looking at her. You're like, me?
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what we all thought too. Like him.
That's what Chris said.
He's a good-looking guy.
I guess if you were a cuckold, you would love your wife to remarry. You could just sit up in the sky all day and watch if you believe in that stuff. But I mean, I guess at her age, like I said,
Tony.
she's in her 30s, man. I know exactly.
Right. You want her to be live like a fucking nun the rest of her life just because you're gone.
But what if they go first? Do you date like the 23-year-olds who start doing that spiel?
If something, God forbid, happened to my wife, in no way, shape, or form would I ever fucking remarry. Never, ever remarry. I would never. I don't even. First of all, I wouldn't even know how to go about meeting somebody nowadays. Like you don't go to bars anymore. Yeah, I mean exactly. Like I would have no problem just being a good dad, working and hanging out with you guys and watching sports. That's it.
Unclepuckers every day.
Yeah, that's it.
We would be on here a lot if Chris got divorced.
Daily show.
We might toss a waitress every once in a while, but besides that, we'd be on here.
I don't recommend it. It's one star, not that fun.
It's my second marriage. I'm on number 2. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
How long you been married, Tony?
I hope she's not listening to this episode.
No,
it's been 6 years.
6?
6
Okay.
years, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but I've known her for 14 years. I met her she was buying band t-shirts from me. So I met her. And we started a friendship. it's crazy. And one time she's like, oh yeah, I'm coming to Florida. I just happened to be getting divorced. She had just gotten divorced. And then, 2 kids
How many
later.
times were you married?
Twice.
Twice, okay. Thought there might have been a third one in there somewhere.
No, just 2. So the other one I'm still cool with too, man. I tell you the truth, I'm pretty much cool with everyone I ever dated before. I don't have issues like that. I've never been a cheater. My dad used to cheat on my mom, so I didn't do that. So, but my first wife, we were friends for like 7 years. Thought it would be a good idea to get married. She's from Venezuela. She was like a guitar model for this metal magazine, and we were like, but it just didn't work. Well, I was playing in bands, Tim. When you play in bands, ask Chris. Anybody can get
like a baby's arm with an apple in its hand, isn't it?
Chris, you know when you're in bands,
Tony just fucking walking around with like.
That's it.
I'm 5'6". It's like an ant with a piece of rice.
Right. We used to call him tripod.
Exactly,
you in yet, baby? I'm done.
Yeah, but my wife now, she's great. Yeah, she was 10 years younger than me, and she's awesome. So it worked out well so far.
My wife told me I've known my wife for like 25 years. We've been married for 18, and she told me there's 2 deal breakers, right? Like I could put up with anything, and she's like, I can deal with anything, but if you ever cheat on me or you ever lay a fucking hand on me, I'm done. I was like, I could live with those rules. That's cool. I can do whatever else I want and just not cheat on you and not. All right, I'm good with that. So
I think
it's
my
worked.
phone number got like compromised somehow. Cause like I get like
you got catfish. You watch that fucking video.
No, it just now I'm like on the internet like, who are these people texting me?
I see
like
you
I just
sitting
got
in
this
your window.
random text from a number I don't know, says, can we talk for a moment?
Yeah,
I get those.
That's all. It's
It's like,
block the number.
The Amish.
Yeah, block it and move on.
It's
So
doing
like
it- doing it for once, Tony.
it's some dude who's going to pretend to be like some South Korean girl that's going to somehow be in your neighborhood in the next couple of months, but she might need some money for a bus ride or something. So stay away.
I just looked at my DMs and Twitter. There's like the ones of like people and then like message requests, and I never really looked at the message request one. And holy shit, there's a lot of hookers in there.
Oh yeah,
It's
a
man.
cesspool.
Yeah, it's what a disaster.
But
so it doesn't sound like our president died.
No, he's
some
still
announcement at 2.
But I heard he wants to cancel Labor Day. I did hear that.
Yeah, he said that he's like lazy workers.
No, he didn't. Did he really?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I don't know if it was this year or if it was an old tweet of his that's coming.
Who knows anymore? I'm not watching.
But I'm sure his.
But before we talk some football, boys, I could mention. I don't know if you guys mentioned this about hockey, but I saw McDavid said that he's not. He's going to take his time.
Not in a rush.
Yeah, not in a rush. That's bad news.
Jack and Luke straight up for McDavid.
Okay. And Palat and Hamilton and Nemeth. I mean, there's really not much I wouldn't give up for Connor McDavid on this team. I mean, Connor McDavid centering line 1, Nico Hischier centering line 2. Yeah, I could live with that.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be, I mean, where so many people in football have now taken Green Bay and made them a favorite in the NFC because of Micah Parsons, which we will discuss. I actually think that would legitimately make whoever got Connor McDavid a true Stanley Cup contender, plain and simple.
Yeah, I mean, it makes him a contender, but it's been proven that the team around him matters too. I think
if you had the Devils blue line and the Devils goaltending with McDavid, Bratt, and Mercer, Palat, not Palat, Meyer, Hischier, and one of whoever else up there, like that top 6 would be ridiculous. And with our goaltender, I think that we would win. Yeah. And without Jack and without Luke.
If you think if they bring McDavid in, they'd have to add a couple. If you're going to do that, you need to add those little pieces too. If you're going to go that far and get McDavid,
would never trade Connor McDavid.
Never.
It's never. No. If he wants $20 million a year, Edmonton will find a way to get it to him.
Unless you're the Cowboys, you're not doing that. So
Well, let's
Jerry Jones is the worst, man. Like, it's just pure fucking racism, it seems like to me.
Well, I mean, if you think for 1 second that some uber rich white dude from Arkansas might not have preconceived notions about, black people and other minorities, I think you'd be ignorant. Yeah, I mean, there was a picture of Jerry Jones. This was in the documentary, like at some, I think it was in high school, like blocking segregation, like blocking desegregation and black people coming into the school and stuff. Like he was on the white side and, was asked about it and was like, I just showed up because there were people there. I didn't even know what they were doing. Nah, I think you probably did, Jerry. But I don't know if this is racism. I mean, he paid Dak $60 million a year.
I tell you, it's fun to go on YouTube and watch all the Cowboy fans burning their jerseys this week and throwing their fucking Cowboy shit around.
All right, well, let's talk about the Micah Parsons trade because I was very much on the side of Cowboy fans when it first happened. Like this is the dumbest move ever. You don't trade a 26-year-old edge rusher, premier edge rusher in the prime of his career for a 30-year-old nose tackle to stop the run and a couple of draft picks. Now, draft picks, I get it. They're gold. I mean, they are gold.
Especially first rounders.
Yes. So I get the 2 first round. I get the Kenny Clark. Like you wanted to stop the run, whatever. Why did you get? But if you just got rid of Micah Parsons, I think that would be a mistake. Where I've kind of changed my mind is I don't think that's the end game. I honestly think all Dak Prescott's guarantees are done this year. They could move off of Dak Prescott after this year. And I actually think that's what they're planning on doing.
He's healthy. Now's the time to do it.
Yeah. Dump the big money contracts. Now you have going into next year's draft, you have 2 first rounders. Who knows if you could maybe package somebody else. Maybe if you're out of it, you package Dak somewhere at the trade deadline. Maybe you get another first rounder. Who knows? I mean, $60 million a year. Not many teams are going to.
I mean, how many starting quarterbacks get moved at the trade deadline now?
Not many. But if you're looking to actually like tear it down and rebuild with some core pieces you already have. Maybe that's what he's trying to do. I think this was just a whose dick is bigger. I'm not going to pay you. Fuck you. But I don't know. Him going to Green Bay, I don't think makes Green Bay an automatic contender. I mean,
that's got to suck for you. That's not
I wasn't happy to hear that he was coming to my division. And what I'm going to say is going to sound like just sour grapes from being a Viking fan, but they're paying Micah Parsons $47 million a year. You're paying Jordan Love like 50 or 51 million a year. Now, I know, like Tim likes to say, that the salary cap is fake, and there's a lot of truth to that because it's you can manipulate the hell out of it.
It's malleable. It's not,
yes,
I wouldn't,
it's
yes.
very malleable.
I know the fake is joke,
word.
but it's very malleable.
Yeah. I mean, you can add void years to a contract, so you can push that money to these void years. Even when the player's not on your team anymore, you can still move money around from their contracts. You can take, guaranteed money, turn it into signing bonuses. You could do a lot of different things to manipulate it. But in the end, as in life, all debts have to be paid. And if you are paying almost $100 million AAV for 2 players, you just can't build a team out around them. You just can't build a team. And that's where I feel like if Green Bay doesn't win the Super Bowl in the next 2 years, they might be in trouble because you no longer have first rounders for 2 years. And you're expecting this guy to come in and change the entire makeup of your team and win a Super Bowl. I mean, who are the best edge rushers in the league? Like the top 5 or 6, right? Like Max Crosby, Nick Bosa, Myles Garrett, TJ Watt. Who else is out there?
I'm not going to lie. There was a part of me that kind of was hoping he'd just by some miracle he'd wind up with Max on that team.
Well, that would have been a great move.
Man, that would have been nasty. Yeah,
they
were interested, I heard, but
if you look at all these great edge rushers, Trey Hendrickson and stuff, like none of them have won Super Bowls. None of them have been on Super Bowl teams. So that doesn't automatically make you a Super Bowl contender, nor does paying I believe Jordan Love is a middle of the road quarterback. Like, I don't think he is the kind of guy that's going to be a Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen and take you to a Super Bowl and win it on his own. I don't know if that's Jordan Love. So I don't know if this makes Green Bay a ton better. I really don't.
That would be an interesting question on this show one day. If we get, one day when we have a chill episode is what are the worst contracts in sports ever? I mean, I think like Bobby Bonilla, every July 1st, a guy gets like $1.19 million.
Rick DiPietro.
Yeah. So, I mean, that would be kind of if you put all the sports together and looked at like the worst contracts,
We'll put it together. We'll do that.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. I think that's actually a good show.
What of the sort of 4 major sports, and I'll rank them, but the need for individual talent is probably, you need it in football, but not to an extent because there's a 53-man roster. So I'd say football, you need it the least. You need more of a team, then hockey, then probably baseball, then probably basketball. Like, I feel like in basketball, like one guy can change the entire fate of a team.
We saw Jordan play. Yeah.
Yeah. When you only have 5 guys on the court at a time. Yeah.
Yeah.
You need 2 dudes. You need two studs, and you could probably win a championship. But I agree with you with football. And here's the thing, too. Like, Minnesota, the Vikings were in cap hell for a long time when they had Kirk Cousins. They had a middle-of-the-road quarterback on a big guaranteed contract, and they couldn't build a team out around him. And you end up with 8 or 9 wins every year. Maybe you pop up and you make a playoffs every once in a while, but you're never going to win a Stanley Cup. Never going to win a Super Bowl. You're never good enough to win a Super Bowl, never bad enough for a high draft pick. So you're stuck in that, we've called it, the mushy middle. And
it's funny. We've been watching that Quarterbacks with the wife, and Kirk Cousins is on there. And I actually kind of had this conversation with her. We were watching yesterday again, another episode. She goes, "How come he's always on here?" I said, "I don't know, because to me, he's just a middle of the run. Like, nothing. I mean, he looks like he belongs. I've said this before on Christmas movies on Hallmark, like the religious guy. Like." So why she asked me that too. I said, I really don't know, because I don't think
he's like the dorky uncle that's like related to like the lead guy who's a fucking shit show
and can't get, no offense to, what could I do? I sit on the couch and watch the games, but can't get it done, right? I mean, at the end of the day,
when the lights are brightest, Kirk Cousins will crumble like blue cheese.
He looks like he has his finances in order.
When it comes to Hall of Fames for getting paid and the best contracts, I mean, there's never been a person in any profession on the history of planet Earth that was so mediocre at their job that got paid as much money as Kirk Cousins.
No, I mean more like he looks like he sends in his taxes on time,
Oh God,
has
He seems like a
reasonable
good
credit
guy,
card
actually.
balances,
Yeah.
makes normal purchases.
the guy did a whole commercial on the quarterback show for Great Clips. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, this guy gets his fucking haircut at Great Clips. I mean,
Did you consider he dances on the plane with gold chains?
he does. That's Kirko Chains. But but here's the thing too, like about the cap and stuff. Like, look, take the Vikings, who now finally have a rookie quarterback contract. They can build the team out around him, and so last year they brought in Jonathan Grenard and Andrew Van Ginkel on the edges. I think Jonathan Grenard's going to have an amazing year this year. I think
I like Van. I don't know. I just like watching play.
he's awesome. So both of those guys are really good. Then you brought in Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave in the middle. So these guys are amazing pass rushers. You have 4 guys that are legitimate dogs at rushing the passer. That costs Minnesota Vikings $48 million a year. Micah Parsons costs Green Bay $47. Would you rather have 4 dudes that can get after the quarterback or 1 dude? I mean,
I don't know who any of these are.
They're good players. So that's all. They're good players.
What an exciting week, though. And you're talking about Dallas. You can even, Christopher, that's what opens up, right? On Thursday night or Friday my time.
Philly, Dallas. Let's do some picks. I mean, it's funny. It's going to take a little bit to get this like football show rolling because there's none of our Uncle Pucker guys are on. Nobody's watching us. Nobody even knows we're doing this. So
it's fine.
I'm not used to that. Usually we have the 6 people.
Yeah, I know. There's at least a couple. All right. So Thursday night, Dallas is at Philadelphia. Philadelphia is favored by 8.5. We'll go Tony, Tim, and me. Who are you taking, Tone?
I did scores too. Is that a bad thing?
You can do scores, sure.
Okay. I'm gonna go Philly 34, Dallas 17. I think Dak's gonna throw 2 picks this game. I really do. I'm not a fan of Prescott. He is healthy, like we said. That's his from last year, but I'm thinking Philly's gonna smoke him.
What do you got, Tim?
Yeah, I did not get in the scores, but yeah, Philly picks up the W. I hope Dax doesn't throw 2 picks because he's my starting fantasy quarterback.
I wanted to sign up to that thing Chris sent me, but I just can't figure out how to get on the damn thing.
You can't?
Yeah, I can't get on there for some reason. I don't know why.
I'll
talk to you about that
here.
after the show. Yeah,
okay.
I tried to get on it.
I mean, Philadelphia's home opener, raising the banner. They're going to be fired up. The crowd's going to be insane. I don't know if that might mean that Philly maybe takes a little bit to warm up, but maybe they got to take a first quarter to kind of settle down. Maybe Dallas can take a lead, but it's not going to last. And I don't even think the 8.5, which usually I would take the underdog on an 8.5 for a divisional game. Not here. I think Philly is going to just put their foot on their throats and stomp them out. And I think that Dallas fans then are really going to think about suicide because they're going to get their asses kicked. And I don't think
they're going to notice the loss of Michael.
Yeah,
it's going to be a long season, I think, for Dallas.
I agree. And
they might get into some shootouts, but
I do like Lamb though. I mean, that's
I like CD Lamb, and I think George Pickens is going to help him a lot too.
Yeah. Yep.
So then we got a game Friday night in Brazil. The Kansas City AFC champs, the Chiefs, are favored by 3 points over the Chargers.
I could picture them losing this game because it is the travel, the jet lag, and all these things, but I do have them by 3 points. Like I said, I did score, so I'm the geek on this one. I did 27-24 Chiefs in this one. Okay. Like I said, I could picture them losing this game, though, because that first week is usually the toughest week. It's like you see some teams that you expect to win, just not do it, not get it done.
So you think it'd basically be a push. They're going to win by 3.
Yeah, I think they're going to win by. Unfortunately, I hope I'm wrong, but I think they'll win by 3.
What do you got, Tim?
I was up in the air on this one. I think with the travel, a lot of these international games are kind of low scoring slogs. Like the turf is usually fucked up. So
that's true.
I'm going to pick the Chargers just for funsies.
I mean,
but I think last minute field goal, something happens.
Official pushes the ball a little extra.
Yeah, I think 17-15, 17-14, something like that.
Then they carry out Taylor Swift.
Yeah, a lot of field goals. Travis Kelce, I think, is washed too.
Yeah, I think it's last year.
I've the last couple of years kind of thought that Kansas City was going to fall by the wayside, and they just never do. but the Chargers are going to be a lot better. I like the Chargers D. They do have some injuries on the offensive line that kind of worry me a little bit, but I still think Jim Harbaugh, he's going to run the shit out of the ball. And then you have Justin Herbert, who I know, Tony, you don't like him. A lot of people don't like him. I do. I think he's a good quarterback. I'm going to take the Chargers to outright win it.
And it's not that I don't dislike him. I just don't think he's as good as everyone thinks. I just think I hear a lot of people praise him as this top elite quarterback. And again, I've never seen him get it done. And I watch him often. You know, I mean, we're in the division. I see this guy, and he is good. And would I take him on the Raiders over what I have? Maybe. I don't know. You know, I'm not saying I wouldn't. I just don't. I think he gets too much credit for never winning the big games or never dragging them to the playoffs.
Oh, I think there's some truth to that. And I think, though, that now that he actually has the coach and he has a running game, he has some good wide receivers with him, I think that the Chargers are going to be a much better team, and we'll see. So next we have the Giants are going to Washington. Washington is favored by 5.5 points. Washington was a big surprise last year. They're going to do it again, Tone?
Yeah, 31-20. I have him on this one. I don't even know how. I'm kind of curious to see how Russell Wilson does in New York, but I just think Washington. Like I think you were saying last episode that we did, Chris, of this show, that Washington has a lot to live up to because there's a lot of chance that they were a little overreaching last year, you know. But I still think the Giants are not going to be able to hang.
What you got, Timmy?
Yeah, it's same. I think Washington wins this pretty handily. I don't think it's a very particularly pretty game, and I'm just for vibes. I hope we start hearing people calling for Jackson Dart by halftime.
I'm taking the Giants to win this one.
Oh,
not just cover. I think the Giants are going to win this thing. I think that you have a whole lot of tape on Daniels. McLaurin just kind of got back in. I don't know how much that's going to help them or hurt them. I think the Giants defense is going to be fucking ridiculous this year. I do think that they're going to be really, really good. And I like their running game. I like Malik Neighbors. I think they're going to be a surprise team. And I think it starts on Sunday and they beat the Commanders. That's going to go there. So then we got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Cleveland Browns. Cincinnati is favored by 5.5 points.
I got a lot of issues for Cleveland. I got Bengals 31-17. Okay. I think Barrows wants to have a bounce back. You remember last year it was a rough start for that team.
Yeah.
And, you know, I like Barrows. I have to say, like, you know, I've been watching that quarterbacks. I have to say, like, the guy's, besides his outfits, he's kind of likable.
I like the outfits. I dig that he's like, I like quarterbacks or any players that kind of just have their own little thing. Like,
yeah, it's cool, you know.
And I dig that. Like, even Caleb Williams, like, so many people love to shit on him because he paints his fingernails or he's like overly sensitive and stuff. Like, that's actually the kind of things I like about him because he's himself. He doesn't care.
Crosby
you know,
does that too, man.
Yeah, and I dig that.
Jackets and, you know.
Yeah, you know, if you want to dress like that, if you got the money, you could pull. If you could pull it off, I mean, that's the other thing. You got to be able to pull it off, and Joe Burrow pulls it off. So, what do you got, Tim?
Yeah, I got the Bengals walking away with this one pretty early, pretty thoroughly. Browns are going to be a disaster.
I agree. I mean, they have Myles Garrett. He's ridiculous. I think the best edge rusher in the league, but that's not going to be enough. I mean, Burrow, Chase, Higgins, Cleveland might score some points on them, but it doesn't matter. You know, Bengals are just going to score more. I like Joe Burrow. He's, like I said it on the last show. If I was starting a team from scratch, my first pick, it would be Joe Burrow. I mean, he's that fucking good. So I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl because of their defense, but I do like the offense. And this should be a fun game here in New Jersey against the Jets. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the Jets. The Steelers are favored by 3. Got Aaron Rodgers going back to New York or New Jersey. And you got Justin Fields facing his old Pittsburgh team. A lot of little intrigue in this one. What do you got, Tone?
I got the Jets 24-17.
Wow. I like it.
I just hope both teams lose.
Oh, so a tie? You call him a tie?
Yeah, 0-0 tie.
That's how I feel about the Brazil game.
No, sorry. I got the Jets winning. I think we're gonna. I saw a video of Aaron Rodgers rolling out doing a practice. What Hey, we got someone in the chat.
Hey, nice.
I saw a video of Aaron Rodgers rolling out, and he looks so bad and so slow.
Well, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. What am I doing here? Why'd that come up?
I don't know.
My bad. Sorry. All right. I'm going to take the Jets too. I think that Pittsburgh's defense is really good, but I like the Jets defense too. Aaron Rodgers, 41 years old. If he can put together a full season, Pittsburgh can win the Super Bowl. I really believe that. They have all the pieces in place to do it. Whether or not Aaron Rodgers is going to be the guy, I mean, if they start off well and there's no issues, I think that Rodgers will be fine. But once things start going sideways a little bit, or a receiver runs a wrong route, or guy misses a block, a running back misses a block, and he gets drilled, Aaron Rodgers. The eyes start rolling, the hands start going up, he starts giving it to everybody on the sidelines. I just expect there to be a time where a play is called by Arthur Smith. Rodgers says no, changes the play on the line. There's a problem. I just think that he's just too Aaron Rodgers. Like, if he could just shut the fuck up and play ball, I think he'd be fine. But
he's become a caricature of himself.
Yeah, he hasn't shown that he can do that. So I'm taking the Jets.
I see. Two of us.
All right, here's a game that I don't know if anybody really cares about, but it's Arizona at New Orleans. Arizona is favored by 6.5.
I have 6.5. They gave him, on that one.
Yeah,
that's a crazy line.
According to DraftKings, that's the line.
I'm gonna go Arizona, but I would think by 3. I'm gonna say.
Okay, so you're gonna take the Saints with the points.
Yeah, because I think the Saints have so many question marks.
But you think they'll?
I would love to see Rattler do good. Actually, like I said, I think that's the perfect name to have on the back of a jersey if you're a Saints fan. So I'd like to see him do well. I just don't know. It's going to take a week or two for me to see what they really have on the field. I always besides the Raiders, I would say I guess if I was going to root for another team, it'd probably be I like the Saints a little bit. I like the city. So.
Hey, Sean, are you a Saints fan with the Who Dat up there? I'm just curious. What do you got, Tim?
Yeah, I got Arizona winning this game. I don't know what to make of the Saints, and Rattler, and just I don't know. But I'm with Tony. Like, I love the city, love the team. I've always been, a closet Saints fan. So it's I don't know. We'll see. But I don't think they stand a chance.
Since the 2009 NFC Championship game, Minnesota at New Orleans, that was Bounty Gate when Sean Payton told his team to take out Brett Favre by any means necessary. Ended up serving a 1-year suspension for that. I can't stand New Orleans. I think Arizona is going to be a sneaky team. They have a lot of talent, man. I love Trey McBride as their tight end. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. needs to have a year this year. Their defense was not bad last year. I don't think they're going to be bad this year. I think the Saints are probably picking top 2 or 3. So Arizona. I think Arizona, they win by more than 6.5. Sorry, Sean.
I was at the New Orleans Indy Super Bowl
that's the one the Vikings were supposed to be in.
I was there for the Raider game a couple years ago.
Should have.
Yeah, I actually love that the city though itself. I mean,
I've never
New Orleans
been.
Awesome. Even though I got my wallet stolen and I had to go sit in the dummy chair at the airport.
You can go back to the last week's show to hear that story.
God, what a fucking fun place that is. I wouldn't survive if I lived down there. Like, I have no self-control. So
I went there for like 8 years in a row, man. We used to go to they had these clubs like the One Eye Jacks where you would go see this guy named Dax Rigg was play acoustic sets and shit. And we used to go for every Halloween, man. The food I love. I don't know if I'd want to live there just because. Well, if I want, I'm sure as Sean would say, if you live there, you probably don't. You're not going to live in the French Quarter anyway. So, but I do love New Orleans.
I would love to go. I'd love to see a Saints game, but I'm taking the Cardinals. So then we have Tampa Bay at Atlanta. Tampa Bay won the division, last 3 years, 5 years, something like that. They,
Baker.
So Baker and the Bucs are favored by 2.5 over the division leader there. Oh
Yeah, I love
shit, Sean Barthen's down there. That's awesome,
Sean.
dude.
You know Coop's Chicken? That Coop's over. I always
Very
go there when I go. They have killer chicken, man. I'm going to go with the Bucks 27-23. I think it's going to come down to the end. That's going to be a game that's going to be tight. I mean, you know, I was, like I said to you, I think last night on the Uncle Pucker show, like Baker Mayfield is a guy I would have liked to have in Vegas at one time. I was kind of disappointed they didn't pick him up. And from being in Tampa on and off, you know, he's a pretty good personality there too.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I like Baker. I think he has really done an amazing job kind of reinventing his image and himself, you know, and he's taken really good ownership of who he was and who he is now. Pretty impressive to have that kind of self-awareness and I like that team, man. The ageless wonder wide receiver, like
Mike Evans.
I think they're gonna just absolutely
Great
fucking
dude,
trounce
too,
the
man.
Falcons.
I mean, I think Atlanta.
Sean's the guy that makes fun of fucking idiots like me when I come in and think I can drink a lot and then wind up
loses his wallet, winds up waking up with
loses
lipstick
my
on.
wallet, gets robbed.
Have to borrow a credit card from a coworker just to get a flight home. I think Atlanta is actually going to be pretty good this year. I'm so interested to see Michael Penix. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. I think they have weapons everywhere, but Tampa Bay does too. Tampa Bay can run the ball. I mean, so can Atlanta, but it's a divisional game. I think Atlanta won both divisional games last year. I think that was one of those games Kirk Cousins threw for like 500 yards and some ridiculous number. But I just think Baker Mayfield, I said it on the last show, I think that Tampa Bay can be a very sneaky Super Bowl pick. And I wouldn't be shocked if they made it. So I'm going to take the Bucks to win this game by more than 2.5.
Saw a video the other day. It was Michael Penix was coming off the field, and someone called him penis, and he actually went over to the. What'd you say? I actually went up and got in the kid's face. You know?
Really? For calling you Michael Penis?
Yeah. You saw that too, Tim?
Penis. That's what I'd be. That's the kind of sign that I would make is Jim Carrey from Cable Guy saying penis.
Sean said about the wallet being stolen happens more than you know down here. Wallet always in the front pocket. I have, since I was 17 years old, I've never kept my wallet in my back pocket. It's always in my front pocket.
And Sean, you know the old, what is it they say? Don't ever go for a piss in the alleyways when it's late at night. I always been told that.
Yeah, that's like the one rule.
Don't go in the alleys. They always say, I don't know. Every year I go there, like if it starts getting late, stay out of the alleyways. You know,
just take dumps back there. Don't piss.
Yeah, it's Gigi Allen shit.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, right. That's why they've like a designated room in the airport for fucking people that lose their wallets.
Quick story. I was down in Atlanta for my sister's wedding. I think it was like 2000, and the day that I was flying out, I was with the girl that I was down there with, that I took as my date. She was flying out from a different terminal in Atlanta about 2 hours or so before me. So I went to her terminal. Now in the Atlanta airport, the terminals are all connected by a tram, and you can't to walk there. It takes forever. So you got to hop on the tram and go to the other section. So, and thank you, Sean. We appreciate you too, man. So I drop her off. She gets on the plane. I had slept about 45 minutes. I was still fucking piss ass drunk from the night before. It was a rough one. So, you know, I went to the bathroom, and I completely I was in there for a while, right? And I had to get to my terminal. So I get done. I'm a mess. I'm sweaty. I just want to fucking sit down the plane and close my eyes. I get all the way to my gate. They're starting to board. And I realized I left my fucking plane ticket, because back then we actually had tickets.
Yes.
In the other terminal, on top of the toilet paper dispenser in the stall that I was. Now I have like probably 15 minutes before like they shut the doors on this plane.
Trail of shit behind them.
Dude, I booked it. I mean, I was like OJ in those fucking Hertz commercials running through the airport. I'm like stiff arming people. I'm jumping over luggage, and every time I'm running, and as I'm running, I'm just hoping I don't fucking shit myself. I get there to the bathroom, sure as shit, no pun. On top of the ticket was still there. I grab the ticket. I run all the way back. I get on the plane. I sit down. I'm like the only seat. They're waiting for me because I told them like I left my ticket. I'll be right back. She's like, we can hold it for like 5 minutes. That's it. I made it. I sit down, like I said, sweaty, hungover mess. The air conditioning in the fucking plane was broken. And it was like the beginning. It was April 2nd, I think it was. And I mean, it was like 90 degrees in there. I had seriously never had
It's
a
just
worse
absolute
plane ride in my
nightmare.
life.
That's
Yeah.
just, I would have just gotten off. Just like, nope, can't do this.
I just wanted to go home because it was Sunday and it was WrestleMania. And all I want to do is go home and watch WrestleMania. So, all right, next game. The Miami Dolphins at Indianapolis. Indy is favored by 1.5. So it's essentially a pick 'em.
I'm going to go 24-21 Miami.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I have no idea on this one. 0-0.
Who are you picking?
I'll go with Miami.
I think Miami's going to be
Be
bad.
interesting.
And I think
Tua was hurt a lot last year too, so I wonder if he's going to
he's
stay
always
healthy.
fucking hurt.
Yeah, I wonder if that dude's going to.
Tua's like borderline gonna fucking get murdered.
Daniel
man.
Jones. Yeah.
I mean, look, I mean, Daniel Jones he's not all that. I get it, but he's competent. He can play the position.
I'd like to see him succeed too. I don't hate
I
the
would
guy.
too.
There's some to be said for QBs on their second chance that were high draft picks. You know, that kind of some of them sort of settle into competence. Some of them fall apart, but I think for the most part, most of them settle into competence.
It definitely depends on where you spend that time, right? Because like I think Daniel Jones, even though he never took a snap for Minnesota last year, I think that he probably learned a lot with Kevin O'Connell and that coaching staff. You know, they take quarterbacks and they make them better. So, and he goes down and he beats out Anthony Richardson for the job, which probably wasn't very hard, other than the fact that the Colts drafted Richardson. They have stuff invested in him and they want to see him succeed. They still gave the job to Daniel Jones. I think Indy can be one of those sneaky teams. Don't mess around with them. They'll beat you. I'm going to take the Colts. I don't like Miami. I don't like their coach. I don't like their quarterback. So I'm going to take Indy.
All right.
Yeah.
The next
that's like
game,
you said, that's a coin flip right there, right? You really
it's a coin flip. This is going to be, I think, a really good game, and two teams that I think can definitely progress much more than they did last year. I like this. Both these teams. Vegas is in New England to play the Patriots. Patriots are favored by 2.5. Tony, what do you got?
So this is, I believe my pick. I do believe it can go either way, but I am going to be a homer on this one. I'm going to say Vegas 27-26. Raiders have improved in every part. Every aspect of that team has been an improvement, in Vegas. New England, would you be surprised if they finish second in that division? I mean, they are an improved team too.
I mean,
I'm going with the Raiders, but
like almost by default they'll finish second.
Yeah, that's Jay. You are right there. But I think that we need this win. I hate to say it, man. I told my wife today, I said, man, I'm so excited for the start of the season. I'm like, the Raiders need this. And I do. I'm excited to have Carroll. New England's going to be a tough game, but I'm picking us. I thought Chris was frozen. But I'm going to take the Raiders by 27-26. I mean, I can't stand New England, but I can can tell that they're definitely a better team.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We just can't see you.
Okay. If I start glitching out, let me know.
Okay.
And I'll restart my computer.
All right.
I don't know what the hell's wrong with my camera. Actually, why don't you guys talk for 1 minute? I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the Patriots. This is a home game. Like that's just it's a pick 'em.
I mean,
so I'm going home team on this. I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I said, I'm playing a little bit of a.
Yeah.
I do think the Raiders could win this game, but I also think it could go either way. So and the home field does bother me a little bit, but as a Raider fan, I just can't. They got us on the tuck rule. That needs to be the emphasis.
That's your forever.
Yeah, it's like
forever. Sleep in the middle of the night at like 2 a.m. You're like, fuck.
No, like crying game. No, in the shower. Like just. Yeah, dude, I can't tell you how disappointed I was, dude. Could you imagine though? I mean, I don't care who you are watching that game. Like the whole week, they're like the Raiders cannot win in the snow. That was the whole thing. Like, they can't beat the New England Patriots and Tom Brady. And even if you see Brady now, he kind of says that they lost. He knows it was a fumble.
And
that's been the demise since that's happened, dude. That was it's been over.
Yeah,
It's just been a nightmare.
It's a
It's
real sliding doors type of shit. Like
man.
what could have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, that do you watch I don't know if you saw or watch college football at all, but I was just kind of following along yesterday, but like Bill Belichick and UNC got absolutely fucking smoked yesterday.
I heard that. I don't even watch college football, but I saw that actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
I wish
Um,
I never got into college like I don't know why. I mean, but I kind of wish I did now because Saturdays it would give me something to watch. I just remember when as a kid all the games were blowouts. It was like one team was always like 54 to like
Right.
37 and that's just kind of, the image I had in my head of college football, which I'm probably completely wrong. And I've come from Jersey obviously, so we had Rutgers, so it was
That's
like
the thing is I feel like being from New Jersey, like college football is never really on our radar.
like Florida, they love it. You got Florida State.
Yeah, like the South,
it's a big
they
deal.
live by it. Like
Yeah.
college is bigger than the NFL.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's
Sorry
why
about that, boys.
no
No
problem.
problem.
We're talking about Belichick getting fucking smoked yesterday.
Oh, did he lose? I haven't even watched any of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, but I
even
guess
know.
you're the same way. Like I don't know. College football is never really on my radar. Like I followed it casually, but now now with all the division, like the conference realignments and shit, I was just kind of like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Like, the Big Ten is like 15 teams, and the
There's
Pac-12
too many
doesn't exist
teams.
anymore.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm just like, ugh, I don't like
I was
this.
telling
And
Tim,
then,
Chris, when I was a kid, I was always blowout scores. And I said I could be completely wrong, but I used to always notice it was like one team just by the second quarter, it was like 37
Yeah.
to like 7. And I was just like, holy shit. And I just
yeah, what
didn't find
was
it.
it? Texas, was it Texas Notre Dame yesterday or 2 days ago? That was like, for some reason, like most of the early games are always like a good team against some shit 1AA or
It's like
D2
Saturday
team.
wrestling
Yeah,
back in the day.
like the good games don't actually happen, for a couple games in, except for that one. But yeah, with like all the conference realignments, and now that it's become such an absolute money grab, like I feel like more than anything, college football has just become such an absolute money grab. It sucks.
Yeah, everybody seems to have their hands in the pot with the NCAA, and I can't get behind it. But we get back to this. So Tony, you're taking Vegas to win by 1,
Yeah,
so you're taking
yeah.
New England to cover.
Yeah, I like I was telling Tim, I'm it's a bit of a homer, but I believe that Raiders can definitely beat them. But at Foxborough gives me a little bit of worry, just because you'd like to start out at home, obviously. But I'm also going to pick Mr. Jetney to have over 105 yards in this game.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him.
Oh, a little parlay action. There you go.
Yeah,
Who you have for that game, Tim?
I picked New England. I think it's more or less a pick 'em, and I'm just going to go with the home team.
Yeah, I think Will Campbell is going to get his huge welcome to the NFL moment from Max Crosby. I just think that offensive line in New England is suspect. I'm going to take Vegas. I'm going to take Vegas to win and cover.
I actually had Crosby getting 2.5, so I believe that he's one of those guys that like to shine on, especially opening day. Come on.
Oh yeah.
You should make that bet. Vegas to win, Genty over on the yards, and Crosby.
Oh, if I bet I lose, dude, I don't ever. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, I always lose anything I bet on. So it's
I'll do it for you. I could use a new boat.
Tim becomes a millionaire. Like fuck.
Right.
Hey, we decided we were going to split all of our winnings.
That's right. Okay. Pick those.
All right. So this next game is a game I think it's probably the least cared about game of the week. Carolina at Jacksonville. Jacksonville favored by 3.5. Tone.
If I remember, the Jags couldn't stop the pass last year, and I'm thinking they're going to get clobbered in this game. I think it's going to be 28-13. I had, and Lawrence has a lot to prove, in my opinion, as I said a couple episodes ago. As the QB area, but Carolina 28, Jacksonville 13.
Wow. Okay. What do you got, Tim?
No, I got Jacksonville winning this. I think Trevor Lawrence takes a big step this year. But like, why didn't they just send this game to London? Like we need to banish this game fucking out of the country until like they prove that they deserve to be in the National Football League.
I can't disagree with that. I mean, I like Liam Cohen going to Jacksonville. I think, like you said, Trevor Lawrence has to take a big step. Travis Hunter is going to be all the story, and I just think Carolina is going to be a sneaky team. I think people are sleeping on them. I like their wide receivers. Bryce Young was playing good last year. I mean, they took, I think, Philly and Kansas City to the wire last year at the end of the year. I'm going to take Carolina. Take a big step forward. I take Carolina. They're going to cover. They'll win by more than 4.
It reminds me of those games. Remember before we all started bootlegging the football games? It reminds me of like Sundays back when I was a kid, and you would see like it's either going to be the Raiders or the Broncos or fucking like back then, like the Browns or the Cardinals.
Yeah.
It was always the Browns and the Cardinals, man. That was the game they would put on, and that would just be crushing to me. You know, that's one of those games you don't want to see it.
They would always have the Jets on when I was a kid for the 4 o'clock game. So the Giants were always in the 1 o'clock, and the Eagles were always in the 1 o'clock, and the Jets were always in the 4 o'clock. And I would watch the Jets, and it was just always the worst football. It was always just like them versus the Colts when they were both in the AFC East, and it would be like a 6-3 game. It was like, this is the worst football ever.
That's the Thursday night football game I went to a while ago. In Jacksonville, it was Jacksonville, Carolina, and the game was like 12-9. And it's like, this is the worst ever. I'm in Jacksonville. It's not even nice out. Stadium sucks. The city sucks. Football sucks. Everything sucks. Everything sucks about this.
I think the worst game I ever went to was Philly, Tampa on a Monday night game, and it was all the reserves pretty much. It was by the third quarter, you're just like, fuck.
Believe it or not,
I like Sean's attitude about fuck Carolina.
That's
all Carolina teams suck. I can't disagree with that. I've only been to 3 professional football games in my life. That's it. I've been to the first game I ever went to was New England versus the Giants, which was we had gotten tickets given to us, and that was when Parcells was coaching the Patriots. Saw Dave Meggett take a punt return for a touchdown. Jason Sehorn had an I think a pick 6 in that game, and it was fucking cold, man. I remember it was like fucking 5 degrees out. It sucked. And then my buddy had Giant season tickets, so a couple of years when the Vikings were there, he saved me that game, and him and I would go to that game. So I went to 2 Viking Giant games. Those are the only games I've ever been to. I'm dying to go.
I went to Oakland,
Minnesota.
I've been to more Super Bowls than you've been to.
Yeah, you probably have. I mean, Super Bowl, forget it.
I remember when I went to Oakland, I thought to myself, I knew why they wanted to. It's funny, like when they were moving, I wasn't happy at first for the Oakland fans, but I remember when I went there, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I got it. I understood a little bit, you know.
And now they're
get out of the stadium and run.
They're not going anywhere now. They're in Vegas forever. So I mean,
could be very successful. You got that team rolling. You know, that could be a great thing for that organization.
They're on the right track. I mean, I think that Pete Carroll is a hell of a pickup. Now you got Brady, which there is that whole conflict of interest thing that we could talk about at a different level. Like they're allowing Tom Brady to sit in on all these pregame meetings and stuff when all these, interview all these other teams and shit. But he's like has controlling interest in an NFL franchise, and he's going to be. Yeah. I don't know. There's just a little bit of a conflict of interest, but it's Tom Brady. So
what I will say, which we didn't mention,
was a dedicated cheater that he established.
Yeah, he was. I have to say, I have that thing with him between deflating the balls and the tuck. But Kenny Pickett, I think that was a good little pickup right there.
I do too.
I mean, he's 27 years old, from New Jersey, from Oakhurst, actually.
Yeah,
small hands.
Yeah, I mean, look at what we had. If you say AOC, Aiden O'Connell, or him, I'm taking Pickett all day.
All day.
No offense, I like O'Connell, but I like him as a personality.
Yeah, I think that the Vegas is definitely on the right trajectory. I mean, they have a stud at tight end. They have a stud at running back now. They could draft a quarterback in the next year or so and let him develop for a couple of years, maybe a year or so under Geno. I think you're in good shape. But maybe Pickens is the guy. Maybe it's Kenny Pickett, rather. All right, we got Tennessee going to Denver. Denver's favored by 7.5 points.
I have Denver. I think Denver, as much as it makes me sick to say it, there's so much weapons on that team. I think their defense is solid as shit. I have Denver 24-17.
Okay.
It makes me sick to say this, but yeah.
Denver's a good fucking team. I think they just absolutely fucking smoked the Titans.
Sean was at in Vegas at the WrestleMania, I think it was. He's saying.
Oh, nice. I'm taking Denver too. I mean, Tennessee, I'm interested to see Cam Ward, but it's his first start in the NFL on a not so good team. Denver's going to be ready. They're like you said, their defense is going to be really good. So
Yeah.
I like Denver. I like Denver to fight for that division title too. I mean, not a fan of the Broncos, but because again, Sean Payton, I fucking hate him. But I like them to beat Tennessee and beat them pretty handily.
And Knicks, I mean, as much as I didn't believe in him, but yeah, now he made me. I got some respect for the guy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. All right, then we have the Niners going to Seattle. The Niners are favored by 2.5 in this one.
So I have them 31-30 over the Seahawks. I think there's also, this is a game that could go either way. Also, what Darnold are you going to get? I mean, are you going to have someone who's trying to prove himself even more? I mean, like I said, as you know, Chris, Darnold had a good, regular season. Darnold's, he's the guy you like back there.
Yeah.
But San Francisco, I like Purdy. I like Kittle. I think they had I think San Francisco last year, I don't like San Francisco actually even, but I think that they had some bad outcomes last year that they could have won. It was one of those seasons that they wound up having a lot of mishaps where they could have pulled off that game. So I'm going to go
They
with
were
them.
injured. I mean, they were so beat up. And all right, so you like San Fran to win by 1. So Seattle to cover, San Fran to win. You don't think that's San Fran covers is what you're saying, right, Tom?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. What do you got, Tim?
I think it's close. I think it's gonna be a shootout, but I think Seattle wins, like last possession type of thing.
It could happen, yeah.
The Niners are interesting because they did lose a lot on both sides of the ball, but now Purdy's paid. Let's see what he can do. But I think going up to Seattle week 1, I'm going to take Seattle. I think Seattle wins by a field goal. They cover the 2.5. I'll take Darnold for the first win. I don't think he's going to have a very good year this year. I just take him out of that Viking system.
Sean just.
What do you want to see, Chris, with Darnold? Do you want to see him not succeed? Do you want to see him is he one of those guys that you want to see go do good? Or is it going to be one of those things just say, let's play the worst part of the scenario? Jefferson, fucking falls apart on you guys. Or McCarr. How do you want to see him do over there in Seattle? As a former guy who watched him.
I don't care whatsoever what happens with Sam Darnold. Darnold was brought in, I knew just for the 1 year. I even was last year online with people talking all these people saying that franchise Sam Darnold, Minnesota has to keep him. It's unless he is standing in New Orleans in February with confetti falling on his head, he will not be a Viking next year. And I honestly believe that because you have I want to see him do good. I like Sam. He played great for us. I do want to see him do good. But if he gets benched in week 9, I really don't care. And if he has a great year and Vikings struggle a little, I get it. You have to move off of him. You had to go with the guy that you drafted. You got to give him a chance. So, it would kind of suck.
I feel like San Francisco, I don't know. For whatever reason, I still don't trust Purdy. I think he's too safe as a quarterback, and losing Deebo Samuel, his little safety valve, is going to be a real issue for them.
I mean, there's definitely some truth there.
Looks, I don't know. Maybe Kittle sees a lot more looks and becomes that guy. So I hope, because I drafted him in my fantasy team.
Sean says don't trust Darnold without Jefferson and the Minnesota line.
Well, that's a lot of truth there. I mean, when you don't have the best wide receiver in the league and, maybe one of the best tandems with Addison in there, and Minnesota's actually, their line is even better now that they brought in Fries and Kelly. I kind of agree. I mean, there is a lot of truth to, and we'll talk about this when we get to the Monday night game, but there is a lot of truth to the fact that some teams are just built better, and you don't need to have Patrick Mahomes under center. You can get by with, it's like San Francisco, right? I mean, Brock Purdy was the last pick of the draft. They start Trey Lance that year. He gets injured. They put Garoppolo in. He gets injured. Now they're on their third quarterback, guy who was probably shouldn't even have been drafted. Now you could say he probably should have been drafted a lot higher, but at the time, he's the last pick of the draft. He comes and takes him to the NFC Championship game. It wasn't because Purdy was, like I said, Patrick Mahomes. No, because they had a great team around them. They had a really good coach, and they were able to scheme. All you have to do is get the ball to the playmakers and let the guys do their jobs. And he did good. That's all I'm kind of hoping from McCarthy this year. But, there's a lot of truth to that. You have to have good teams around him. And Darnold now goes to Seattle. He's playing outdoors, shitty weather. He has some weapons. I mean, Walker's good. You have what the hell's his name? The fucking wide receiver. I can't think of his name. Jackson Smith and Jigba. He's a heck of a player. So I'll see. Seattle, I think Seattle can. The division's very interesting. I think Seattle has a shot. I think they have just as good of a shot of winning that thing as the Rams and the Niners. So,
yeah.
All right. Next game, big game. This is going to be the game, I think, of Sunday afternoon. Detroit at Green Bay. Green Bay is favored by 2.5. I don't understand why Green Bay is favored. Oh, I forgot. They drafted They traded for Micah Parsons. So
my pick's probably gonna surprise. I'm going with Green Bay 24-20. The Lambeau factor is a thing with this. I'm really curious with Green Bay though, because what Jacobs are they gonna get? Because when the Raiders had Jacobs, they had a great season with him, but then the next season was not so great. So I'm kind of curious what he's gonna do this year, because he had a great season last year. I mean, speaking of watching a guy that just left your team go to another organization and really kick ass. Love needs to have a big year. I do like we looked at our predictions last week. I do like Detroit at the end of the year to win that division, actually. But I have a feeling that Green Bay is going to win the home opener at Lambeau.
I mean, Sean's asking if Micah Parsons is going to play or sit out all preseason. They said today that he has a
back,
like a bruise.
Two vertebrae are having issues, and he's getting injections or something.
And they said he should be able to play on Sunday. They said it was a joint in his back. Like, I didn't know you had joints in your back.
Well, it's the two vertebrae. So there's like a jelly in between them almost. That when like I had a herniated disc when I was a kid, when I was like 13, and basically like that jelly. It's not jelly. I don't know what.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like it squeezes out and then puts pressure on the nerve.
Right.
And that nerve shoots straight down your leg. So like I had so much pain in my leg. It didn't really feel it in my back. It was more just my leg, because
I've had like a sciatic.
So it he said I read he's gonna get injections. So I don't know, we'll see. But I think the Lambeau factor. I think early in the season, Detroit's going to see some of the coaching change issues. So we'll see how that goes. But I think Green Bay is legit. Sorry, Chris.
No, it's fine. I mean, I think Green Bay is going to be really good too. I just think that Detroit and Dan Campbell. I think Dan Campbell has a lot to prove now. That he's a good head coach. That he didn't just put a really good OC and DC in there, and they ran everything. And I think Detroit is hearing probably just as much as anybody else in that division about the Micah Parsons thing. They're no longer the team to beat. It's all Green Bay. Now, what better way? Week 1, go in, beat a divisional opponent in their building. I think Detroit wins this thing. I do. I think Detroit wins. I still think they're the best team in the division. And like you said, we talked about it earlier. Jordan Love's got to play like out of his fucking head. He's got to play the best he's ever played and not be a turnover machine. He doesn't take sacks. I'll give him that. I mean, he definitely can manipulate the pocket enough that he doesn't take a bunch of sacks, but he throws just boneheaded, stupid interceptions, and you gotta go. You have to get away from that. So we'll see. I'll take Detroit.
I do think that St. Brown is a badass, though.
He is. He absolutely
top 5,
is.
top 3. I think. You had a tough division. If you really sit back and look at it, man, it's not fun. Yeah, JJ's got that's one thing he has against him, is that he's playing against a bunch of beasts.
Yeah, I mean, is that good for him? I mean, to go up against
either way.
All preseason, seeing that defense, seeing that Brian Flores defense all year long, when you start to get to teams that don't have that great of a defense, is he just going to be back there like, oh shit, this is easy. I don't have 4 guys in my face as soon as the ball snapped every time. We'll see, but the division's brutal. It is brutal, and one injury to a good player on any one of those 4 teams, take them right out of the running. Yeah. The next game, actually, the rest of the games are all really good. This is another really good one. The Houston Texans at Los Angeles to face the Rams. The Rams are favored by 3. Matt Stafford is supposed to be playing. Yep. Again, with him and Micah Parsons, same, like, back injuries scare me, man. Like, back injuries are not something to fuck around with.
Come back. Yeah, I mean, I would love to see the Rams lose. Obviously, we all know I have I don't want to see Mr. Adams, achieve anything, but I think the Rams will win this game 24-21. I just think with Stafford playing, that's what kind of flipped my mind.
All right. What do you got?
I really like the Texans this year. I think they're going to be a fucking really good team. So I got the Texans over the Rams.
I like Houston's defense a lot. Matt Stafford makes me nervous. The back injury, as soon as somebody misses a block and he gets drilled, is he going to get back up? And if Stafford's out, your season's done. Garoppolo can't do it. And Stetson Bennett can't do it. I'm going to go Houston. I like C.J. Stroud in year 3. I'm going to take the Texans.
Yeah, Stroud, Nico Collins, they've got I think
they're
they've
loaded.
got a good team.
I think that's the question, though. Stroud, what Stroud are you going to get? Are you going to get the one last year or the one year before that? If you get the 1 year before that, you're going to have a hell of a season. You get last year.
Last year, though, I think a lot of it had to do with a really, really bad offensive line. The injuries at wide receiver definitely hurt them. The offensive line isn't going to be great this year, but it is better. So yeah. You're right, though. He's got to show it again to get back to where he was his rookie year. I agree. All right. Definitely the game of the week. Week 1 is pretty good to begin with, and then they throw this fucking banger on Sunday night. The Baltimore Ravens in Buffalo to face the Bills. The Bills are favored by 1.5. This game's going to be awesome.
Yeah, but the Ravens, I believe, had the best run defense last year. I'm going to go with Baltimore, Mr. Tim. I'm going to go 37-34. It's going to be a shootout, I think. I mean, it's hard to go against Allen, the MVP. It's going to be a game I think Baltimore wins with their legs. That's how that game's going. Obviously,
just run it.
Your boy on there, he's definitely going to be running all over the place. But I think that's going to cause havoc. And I just picture it going down to the end. And both have 2 killer defenses too.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to be a great game. And I'm going to go with Baltimore.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Baltimore's run defense was unreal, but their pass defense was fucking atrocious, and they really shored up that a lot. This new safety they got, I think, is really good. And Kyle Hamilton's one of the best.
And they got Jair Alexander.
Yeah,
pick up Jair Alexander too. I mean,
they're going to be a very good defense. My only concern with the Ravens, I think, both lines are good. The pass rush is good. Lamar's, top 3 player in the league, and he's not, 2 or 3. My only concern is if Derrick Henry, this is a year that he falls off a cliff, falls off that age cliff. That's my only concern. But they do seem to be able to plug and play a little bit with running backs. They have in the past, like with Dobbins and Justice Hills. Right. Justice Hill is really fucking good running back. So that all being said, the Ravens always start poorly, always. And to throw this game at them first overall is a little mean on the NFL's part. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm going with the Bills. I think it's gonna be tight. I don't know if it'll be a shootout. I think it'll be closer. I think we're gonna see some mistakes. But I think the Bills are the one. But fuck you, NFL, for putting the Bills on their schedule. First game, jerks.
I'm such a grudge holder, man, because I hate the Ravens. From Tony landed on Gannon's ribs, and I just can't help but hold a grudge. I just hope they fail. I don't know. I feel bad, Tim. I'm always thinking, I'm like, I hope Tim doesn't think I'm fucking with him. There's a reason why I hate
it's fine. I'll just get my Saragusa jersey.
I hold grudges. Yeah, but ask Chris. I hold grudges.
Yeah, he does.
Teams. I just
really. Maybe go to therapy, man.
I'm telling you.
Supposed to cycling through 20, 30-year-old wives, go to therapy.
Those videos didn't
now
work.
We need a better help ad read. That's it for Tony.
Exactly.
But this is the game of the week.
Yeah,
definitely.
No doubt. I'm so looking forward to this game. And to be honest, I mean, Baltimore or Buffalo either of them can win the Super Bowl. They both have Super Bowl winning rosters. They're ready.
Love Josh Allen.
I'm only taking Buffalo, only because of where the game is. If it was in Baltimore, I would take Baltimore. That's the only reason. I'm going to give it to the Bills Mafia and those crazy people in upstate New York. I think it's going to be a heck of a game. I can't wait to watch it. I'm taking Buffalo, but again, I would not be surprised if this thing goes into overtime and both guys are just Jackson and Allen are just out there having a fucking night.
Did you watch the Hard Knocks?
I saw the first couple episodes and I
It
kind of got
sucks.
bored.
Yeah, it's like it's not exciting at all.
It was so much of like montages, like just some music in the background and them showing a guy catching a ball for 5 minutes or whatever. I was like, they're not showing us anything.
They spent like 20 minutes on that like undrafted rookie getting a scooter.
Yeah,
like,
and the scooter thing.
I was
right.
like, all right, like what are we doing here? Like I don't like give me that fucking Oz the Mentalist guy doing crazy shit in fucking team meetings. That's the type of stuff I want to see.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan. I haven't finished watching it. I'm not gonna. I mean,
I gave up on it. Yeah, I think Henry's 32 or 33.
Yeah, he's up there.
But I don't know. He's built like a fucking refrigerator, so like it could just not work.
And being in Baltimore though helps him too because he doesn't have to be the bell cow there. You have other guys plus Jackson that can take a load off of him, and I he'll be fine this year. Baltimore's going to be really good. Then we finish up on Monday night. The Vikings at Chicago. The Vikings are favored by 1.5. What do you got, Tone?
I got Chicago 31, Minnesota 3. We fucking with you.
I love it. Caleb Williams, 4 touchdowns.
It's going to be a tie. It's going to be a good game, but I got Minnesota 24-17. I have to go with the Vikings. I watched, like I was saying the other day, I've been watching a lot of Vikings the last couple seasons because of Chris. I like the team. Would like to see JJ do good for them. So, but I do think Chicago is going to be, they're an upcoming team, in my opinion. I think it will be a better game than some people may expect.
Kyle Brandt just picked them to win the NFC North on Monday on Good Morning Football.
How's that Vikes secondary? I guess is the biggest question for you guys, right? That's the biggest.
Yes, they see Brian Flores likes to run a lot of, 4 safeties on the field. So he kind of takes away one of those cornerbacks, and our safety room is really good. We do have Byron Murphy Jr., who's a stud on the outside. And then they brought in Isaiah Rodgers from Philadelphia, who was kind of a rotational dude last year. Now he's going to be a true, every snap guy. He's played great in the preseason. He looks really good. It wasn't that he couldn't get into the rotation in Philadelphia because he wasn't good. It's just that they had so many good guys there. You had to wait your turn. So I like him. It's beyond that kind of worries me a little. Like I had high hopes for Mekhi Blackman, who they drafted 2 years ago. Then the first day of preseason or training camp last year, he blew out his ACL. He was out, came back this year, and just didn't have it. Like in preseason, like he looks like a dude that underwent a tragic injury and just never got his confidence back. So we ended up trading him to Indianapolis. So I think they're going to make a move, whether or not they bring in like Stephon Gilmore again, like he said, home sitting on his couch. Maybe he comes back. The cornerback room makes me a little nervous. The safety room doesn't. I like their safeties. I like Metellus. Theo Jackson is going to have a big role this year. Harrison Smith is still there. So I like that. So Brian Flores' defense is essentially get as much pressure on the quarterback as quickly as possible. And then you really don't have to worry too much about what you got going on downfield. So we'll see how it goes. That is one question mark, though. Their secondary is definitely – it could definitely be upgraded. So we'll see what they do. What do you got, Tim?
Yeah, I think I'm not ready to give the keys to the city to Caleb Williams yet. I got to see what he can do. So I think the Vikings walk away with this one.
Yeah, I'm taking the Vikes too. Caleb Williams. I've said it before. I don't know how good this kid. I think the kid has a huge upside. He can make every throw, off schedule stuff. He does things that just blow your mind. But it's that, can he play in structure? Can he play on time? Can he see the field well? Those are all questions I don't know. Everybody has anointed Ben Johnson the next Andy Reid. Like, dude has not coached a game yet.
Yeah,
we've seen offensive coordinators become really bad head coaches, and I'm not saying that's going to happen.
Yeah, see Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, Josh McDaniel. Yeah, and Mike McDaniel. Yeah, you're right. Shit. Maybe it's the name. So yeah, I don't know what to make of Caleb. I think Chicago's loaded though. They have weapons everywhere. Their defense is going to be good.
Max getting a little long in the tooth though.
Who's that?
Commit Cleo Mack is getting
Yes.
getting
Yeah,
up there.
he is. I'm going to take the Vikings mainly because they have to win this game. I mean, when you're playing a week 1 divisional game, you can't blow it. You have to get that win. So it's a super important game.
Damn good first week.
It's a real good first week.
Good first week. Great first week.
And then JJ McCarthy, I think, is going to be fine. I really do. I think you're going to see some struggles from him, the first few weeks. I think he's going to throw a couple pick sixes here and there. He does have that tendency to. But when he figures it out, I think he's going to be fine. Plus, we don't have Jordan Addison the first 3 weeks, so that kind of hurts. But getting Adam Thielen, I think, is huge. So now Jordan Mason, to me, is going to be a huge key to Minnesota this year. Can Kevin O'Connell actually stick to the run game? Because it's like, even when it's working, all of a sudden he's like, I'm going to go back to what I know, throw the fucking ball for 40 times. Like, that's not what you need to do in this league. You got to win. If you don't have a Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson, you got to win with a strong defense and a good run game. And Minnesota has both. They have to lean into it. So we'll see.
Throw with the Jacks. Throw with the Jefferson.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. So that was fun.
Yeah, that was. It's like we said, it's a hell of a week. I'm kind of interested to see. I'm sure there's going to be some upsets this week that no one expects too, because like I said, week 1 is always a little crazy.
Yeah, I know.
So
I know. Thursday night, I cannot wait. I'm off Thursday night. I'm so looking forward to that.
See, what sucks for me, these games start at like 5 a.m. These, if it's the Raiders, I always stay up and watch, set the alarm, get up. But if it's not them, it's so hard to wake up at like 3:30 in the morning or 5.
Now, would you like for the Monday night game? Would you just record it and watch it Tuesday morning when you wake up?
Yeah. Like if it's the Raiders, I watch it. I never miss a Raiders game.
I get that.
But if it's somebody else, unless I have if I'm up, say if I which has happened before, like we have some people over and I'm up at 2:00 in the morning ready and the game's starting in an hour, then I'll stay up. But if it's if I'm starting to fade at 11, I just record it and watch it.
But we sit down to watch football at 1:00 on Sundays. It's 8:00 at night for you.
Yeah, Raiders are 8:00 this week, which is great. 8:00's okay, but what sucks is even the 11:00. You're not going to be eating pizza, drinking beer at 11:00 at night till 2 in the morning. So
yeah, I could see where that can be a pain in the ass. But all right, boys, this was a lot of fun, and hopefully we can get this show off the ground and get rolling in the right direction. So make sure you guys, if you're listening, tell somebody. Leave a like, a 5-star review.
Who'd you guys pick in the Survivor pool?
Oh, I took 2 of them. I took Indianapolis in one, and I took the Giants in another one. I don't remember which one I took for our pool. What did you take?
I took the Bengals.
Bengals got a lot of people knocked out last year in those pools because they lost to the Patriots, and that was like the biggest upset. So
I know. I want to I think that is the clearest win, and I know I'm taking the Bengals off the table, but I don't want to lose on the first week.
Well, you get
Sean,
2
get
strikes.
In the pool.
So
If you follow us on Twitter or Blue Sky, you can get in. The link is, I think, our pinned comment. Correct?
Yeah, it's the pinned comment, and so on Blue Sky or X, go on, fill out the whatever you want, join the pool. We're gonna do a nice little. We make jokes, but whoever wins is actually gonna get a nice little Uncle Pucker Devil gift basket. We'll put together and send out to you.
And this show on Spotify and stuff too, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Wherever.
And tell everybody, I can tell I'm up to date with what's going on.
I mean, it's anywhere you can get a podcast. Amazon,
you on the
Apple.
book talk there?
The book face.
What is that X? That's what my parents say. What is this black icon?
It's Twitter. Shut up. Don't call it X.
Yeah.
Wherever you're listening to us, guys, we really appreciate it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you want to hear more from Tim, you can find it on All About the Jersey, which he writes about our favorite hockey team all the time. And if you want more of Tony and some metal music and some horror movie shit, check out the Tampa Morgue. Wherever you get your podcast. It is an awesome show, which nobody does metal and horror like Tony and his boys. They have tons of guests, long, fun shows. If that's your thing, you'll absolutely love it. And that's about it. I'm Chris. Show. And the Uncle Puckers. You can also find us 2 to 3 times a week, mostly 3 times now when we're going to get rolling into the hockey season, where we're going to talk nothing but the best hockey team in the NHL, our New Jersey Devils. So, this is kind of our little labor of love, our true our true passion is with the Uncle Puckers and the
side
Devils.
piece. Yeah.
Yeah, it's our little side piece. So we do appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for checking us out. I'm Chris, for Tony and Tim. We're the Uncle Puckers, and we'll see you when we see you.
Peace.
Signed Luke, you asshole.